Statue, listen to my question. Tell the god whose face you wear. Ask him to provide his wisdom through the voices in the square. Fewer icons grace our commons. Public markets too recede. Yet we still hear Hermes omens anywhere that people meet. Fragments overheard in passing, random words of passers-by, are the voice of Hermes answering, if we've asked for his reply. Ask your question in a whisper towards stones or birds or air. You'll be granted Hermes' answer anywhere you overhear.
I wonder. I apologize if I've alarmed you, entering your space, crossing your turf, a stranger, wandering somewhere forbidden. I'm fortunate I don't look dangerous, not the usual sort you'd expect to intrude. A white man, middle-aged, well-dressed, almost nondescript. Not the image of a thief. But then that's perfect, isn't it? Unremarkable, unmemorable, hardly noticed at all. If I wanted to rob you, I could. But I only wonder. To see what's concealed. To take only glances. Some knowledge. Experience. A thrill, since I am quite aware I'm not meant to be there. Unwelcome, unwanted, uninvited at all. I encroach, like my ancestors before me. Explorers, settlers, invaders. At least I'll move on, taking only sights, leaving only disturbance, displaced air, distressed grass, disquieted peace, if you catch me, if you even notice me, if it's not the depth of night, when most are asleep, but I, and thieves, are wandering, in the dark, where even pale skin is hidden. I wander, but I don't want trouble. I just want to know what you've closed away, with walls, with doors, with warnings, all of which mean there's something to see.
You think this job is easy? A trickster's work is tricky. What looks like laughs and leisure, in truth requires hard labor. Jokes and japes take training. Just ask the best comedians. Humor's found in timing and reading situations. And more than just amusing, a trickster's jest holds meaning. Lessons taught those willing to bear the prankster's prodding. Our tricks that take deception, like cons and misdirections, must work on any victim, not even gods accepted. Tricksters can't just improvise. We need plans of cosmic size to pull one over on the wise who won't be fooled by common lies. A coup of mythic scale takes study, thought, and guile to know our target's tells and curve our pitch to sell. That's also true of humans, but gods require more setup, with supernormal senses and psyche spanning eons. To dodge omniscient guards takes blinds the size of stars, exploiting secret flaws, to strike them where they're soft. Schemes that seem so simple we've set up since forever, assembling every angle, compiling layer on layer. And yet, it's worth the headaches when powers get their payback, discovering they aren't perfect, and maybe laughing with us. They're often not amused. We're punished and abused, not thanked for all we're done. Our prank's their own reward. So credit, if you please, for doing what you need to bring you to your knees, to make you laugh and bleed. And when the fools are us, we have to trick ourselves, discarding all good sense to fall at folly's end. Maybe this is all a scam. We don't work or think or plan, taking openings where we can, letting instinct guide our hand. Maybe I've spent 60 lines feeding you a pack of lies, hoping you would sympathize and maybe falter off your stride. Or maybe every word was truth, except the prior 52, and I'm regretting telling you how seriously we take our work.
We're often fascinated by the phallus, the organ that, some claim, defines a man, the tool we use to procreate our species, a symbol for the seeding of the land. Though simple-looking in their basic structure, a bulbous tip atop a lengthy shaft, they're complicated in their fuller functions, as many older owners can attest. There's just as much hydraulics as erotics required to raise this structure to its work. Pumps and valves and tissues, firm and plastic. Wiring firing smoothly when it's sparked. I haven't even touched upon the hormones or nutrients it needs to fuel and feed, or other parts that form its precious cargo and store it safe until it's time to seed. We lose some wonder at their operation when they're reduced to funny, floppy parts, but also do no good in stiff obsession, substituting throbbing shafts for hearts. The phallus was revered by many cultures, symbolic of not only sex or strength, but also fertile fields and inspiration, prosperity, protection, health, and wealth. The organ in itself is not the measure. It's how you use the power it projects. I've met some folks who failed to plumb life's treasures, no matter their dimensions when erect, and others, lacking size or formal function, or even missing certain parts at all, had energy with powerful projection and spawned new life with huge symbolic balls. What else remains to say about the phallus if power isn't based upon its presence? What's the point of dealing with its nuisance once science makes it nearly obsolescent? Its point and thrust is one of penetration. Its root is found in spiritual seed, the offering of gifts to those receptive, the willingness to service those in need. And of the organ in its solid structure, there's nothing says it can't be loved alone, an option for the give and take of pleasure, a feature of aesthetic flow and form. Then gods whose shapes are rendered ithyphallic, whose roles are oft defined by what stands tall, can be revered as not so much erotic, but loving givers, generous to all.